Are you actually waiting for an alt season? Just like 2022, are you expecting the alts to go up? Then you may have to realize the fact that there was one part of the cycle where that happened, where there was another part of the cycle that thing did not happen. Everyone was waiting, waiting, and waiting, but the price came down. And it came down so bad that people even forgot that there's a good day. Right now, people had so much extended good days, they forgot there can be a possible bad days coming in. Do you see any difference? Do you see any similarities in these two cycles? You came up for sure. There's no doubt on that. This is the total crypto market, and this is the comparison. You had the general fake out back in 2022, as you can just see. You have the exact same thing on an extended way, which you can see right now. And the pattern is important. See how it went up and where it took the support is important. Now, I'll not forget this pattern in 1,000 years. Why? Because this kind of a structure is where I got stuck back in 2021. Where? Yeah, I'll take you to one of our favorite asset, XLM. We go into XLM, we can take 3-day, weekly, whichever you like. Yeah, it's completely up to you. And then go into that 2021 cycle where it kind of cheated a lot of us. Yeah, there was negative divergence on a weekly. That was perfect. Then the price said, oh, I'm going higher. See, I'm going up. But what happened? You see this? The price always came to the exact base and then it broke that. Do you see any similarity with the total crypto market? This thing is on a weekly, so you may not be looking at the absolute structure. I'll put it on the same horizon. This is 3-day chart on XLM. This is on the right. 3-day chart on the total crypto market. Do you see that thing happening? Now, think about the total time taken. It took 100 days plus to break that pattern in the total crypto market. You go back in history and you're looking at the XLM and you see, almost similar. There's something in that pattern. Yeah. So that is exactly what I'm saying, guys. Watch the market. If you see similar price action, you know there is a possibility that it is repeating its own history. Now, the question is, will the alt market be different? I am getting this question a lot, so we just go in to the alt market itself, because I believe the alt market chart and the total crypto market chart is not that different right now. And if you compare it with the history, you will also agree on the same fact. Like you put them on weekly and this is side by side. You're looking at the 2025, the current cycle moving to the upside on your right, and we'll make this big. Yeah, on your left is the 2021 cycle where you went up exponentially and then came down. So basic thing, anything which goes up like this will come back like this. Yeah, that's good. It's still trending to the upside. It didn't come back to this bottom. But before it started that run up, there was a change in trend. Yeah, and that was visible clearly. Exactly the opposite happened here. There was a change in trend. Get? Now watch. This is alt market and this is where we started the bull market. So you can clearly see there was a downturn. Then after that downturn, there was a change in trend. That's a weekly chart though. You need a ton of patience. Same. You look at this. You had a downturn, huge one. Then a change in trend. So you pick that, it would look like this. Good. From there, you actually went right to the upside, boom, to the sky. And then what happened? A change in the trend. You're not going higher anymore. This is the distribution region. So when you give up that phase, now you can drop another 50, 60, 70% to the downside. Well, that history pull us back into this territory. There's a lot of chance that you're coming down there. Now, what is the trouble? If you put that thing on a monthly chart, this is exactly what you're talking about. I don't like that. But does it really matter whether I like it or not? Does it really matter whether you like it or not? But I think the market is showing you something. There was a trend here that reversed. Cool. Now you had a trend which was moving to the upside on a monthly, on a monthly. This distribution was very short, and right now you have something similar in here. So if that thing which we talked about on the weekly happens on the monthly, you're coming down. There's no doubt. Good. But what if this itself becomes the change in trend? Not everybody is prepared for this scenario where you've been going up for a long period of time like this, and now we are doing that distribution on a cyclical perspective. Think about that. Is that even a possibility? Because if you think that is a possibility, don't hold your longs right now. I mean, boo. You think about this. The moment you give up the moving average, what do you do? Be honest with yourself. That's a 70% drop. The moment you break below the moving average on alt market, what do? 50% drop. So 50 to 70% drop in the market is there. Now, how much do you bounce after such a drop? Yeah. The cycle was not bad. The market went up 40x in 2021. The next cycle in here was not that bad. It went up 4x. You see the difference? So what? The next cycle is going to be what? 100%? Okay, so if it is like that and 90% of the assets are going bankrupt, it's basically nothing. Yeah, few assets would run up, but the majority will not do anything. People would ask, how can that be possible? And I'm like, okay, you take hundreds of assets in this market cycle, and what do you see? There are assets in this market cycle which didn't move up or down. It was just in the bear market. You go throughout the market, you can find a lot of these assets. I mean, a lot of them. Yeah. And maybe the project is not doing well. Maybe the leaders of that project is not good. They're not doing enough. All those things can be the exact same thing in 90% of the asset in the next accumulation. So don't go too early. Give yourself time. Watch what the market likes. Watch where the capital is flowing. If you think that thing is about to go up, it doesn't matter. But if the market show you there's a lot of money coming in, that is starting to take off, good. Use it. Now, each and every time I say this, I repeat, you look at the RSI. If your RSI is not breaking this region, at least on a daily, and then following it up on a 3-day, don't even look at that asset. You don't have to. See, if you bought in here, you missed the bottom for sure, 100%. But then, when you exit, the moment the RSI leaves this territory, you see this? The price went up 300%. You got somewhere around 200%. That's a decent move. Now, what gave you the understanding that the asset is going up? Now, pick up the other assets. You kind of get the same. RSI, about to enter 70 plus, you enter there, and the price just goes up. That's to 20%. Now, think about all the arguments. Like each and every time it does that, it goes through the sky. Now, is your RSI there? If not, why would you even select such an asset to go long term? I'm talking about long-term scenario. Now, if you use the same rule on a 5-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute, maybe 30-minute, you will make some. I'm not saying you won't. I'm just saying the rule applies on a shorter horizon, on a longer horizon. It's all the same. Think about this. That asset just entered that phase. Say you're short-term trading. You enter right there. It exited here. That means you're exiting the market here. Is that a good trade? It's not bad. 10-15% in a trade without any leverage is huge. Yeah, that's discipline. So the exact same rule will apply, just you have to apply it practically in your portfolio. Now, if you're a long-term guy, long-term investor, weekly spot rider, yeah, watch the direction and have the discipline. Don't just fall into the trap of saying, oh, there's a big all season coming, it's going to go through the roof. Wait until you see, at least on a daily chart, where that thing is entering overbought. And the moment it exits 70 plus, remember, if it's not visible on a 3-day, after the daily, it didn't get the follow through, it's going to go lower. And if it does not put in a higher high, yeah, that's a key signal. It's going to go further to the downside.